Chosen one. Heaven paused today, not because of a revival in some stadium, not because of a miracle in Jerusalem. Heaven stopped because of you. Because at exactly 11:47 this morning, or maybe it was 3:22 this afternoon, or last night when you couldn't sleep, you finally did it. And God leaned forward on his throne and said something he doesn't say often. They finally trusted me. Let me tell you what happened in the realm you can't see. Angels froze mid-flight. The books opened. Your name, yes, your name was spoken out loud in the courts of heaven, not as a case under review, but as a case dismissed. After 67 years of wondering if you mattered, after decades of praying prayers that felt like they hit the ceiling and fell back down, after all the funerals, the divorces, the diagnoses, the silence today, something cracked open. And it wasn't on CNN, it wasn't at church, it was in your living room, in your car. In that quiet moment when you thought nobody saw, you did something so small the world would have missed it. But heaven didn't. It was like a locked vault finally clicking open after 40 years of trying. Like a courtroom where the judge hits the gavel and declares, "Not guilty, case closed, chains broken." Ma'am, sir, you sitting in that chair wondering if life already passed you by, you're not invisible to God. You never were. I'm going to tell you exactly what you did that stopped heaven in its tracks. But here's what you need to know right now. The hardest season of your life just ended, today. The thing that's been crushing you for years, it lost its grip. Don't scroll, don't go make coffee. This isn't background noise. This is a divine appointment with your name stamped on it. If your spirit is already stirring, if something in you just said, "That had to be God," type it in the comments right now. Let heaven see your agreement. Because what I'm about to show you isn't theology, it's a mirror. And when you see yourself in it, everything changes. Stay with me. This message is time-stamped in eternity, and you're about to find out why. You know what nobody talks about? The weight of living long enough to watch everything change, except the thing inside you that still aches. You've lived through wars. You remember when gas was 39 cents a gallon. You've buried presidents, buried friends, buried dreams you once held so tight they felt like promises from God himself. You watched neighborhoods change, watched your kids grow up and move away, watched your body slow down in ways that remind you every single morning time doesn't stop for anyone. But here's the part that hurts the most, the part you don't say out loud. Certain battles inside you never changed. That loneliness at 2 a.m., when the house is too quiet and the phone doesn't ring. That financial pressure that shows up every month like clockwork, no matter how hard you pray. That conversation you keep having with God. Lord, when is my season? When does the storm finally calm down? You've been faithful. You showed up to church even when church hurt you. You tithed even when the lights were about to get shut off. You forgave people who never said sorry. You prayed for children who don't call. You stood by a marriage that didn't mend. You believed when belief felt like the hardest job you ever had. And still the wait continued. Let me paint this picture clearly, because I need you to know I see you. You're not invisible. You're not forgotten. You've sat in doctors' offices hearing words like chronic, incurable, manage the symptoms. You've taken pills at breakfast that cost more than groceries. You've limped through grocery store aisles hoping nobody notices. You've cancelled plans because your body said no, even though your heart said yes. You've written checks you weren't sure would clear. You've held envelopes from the IRS with trembling hands. You've chosen between medication and heating bills. You've smiled at grandkids while wondering how you'll make it through another month. You've attended more funerals than weddings in the last 10 years. You've sung Amazing Grace over caskets of people who were supposed to grow old with you. You've stood at gravesides asking God why them and not me, Or sometimes, why me and not them? You're not crazy. You're not weak. You're not overreacting. You've just been in a long, brutal battle that nobody gave you a medal for. Think about the children of Israel. 40 years in a wilderness that should have taken 11 days. 40 years of the same manna, the same sand, the same complaints, the same doubts. And every single day they asked Moses the same question. When do we get there? God didn't forget them. But he was waiting for something. Or think about that woman in Mark chapter 5. 12 years of bleeding. 12 years of spending everything she had on doctors who couldn't help her. 12 years of being called unclean, untouchable, unwanted. The Bible says she suffered many things under physicians and grew worse, not better. 12 years of getting worse while everyone else got better. That's you, isn't it? You've watched other people get their miracles while you're still waiting for yours. You've seen younger believers get blessed while you're still in the wilderness. You've wondered if God has a different rule book for you, a longer timeline, a harder test, and the voice in your head whispers, maybe you missed it. Maybe you weren't faithful enough. Maybe God moved on. But what if I told you something that will shake you to your core? What if I told you that heaven never lost track of one single tear you cried? What if every sleepless night was recorded? What if every time you whispered, I can't take this anymore, angels wrote it down and brought it before the throne? What if today, this very day, something you did finally closed a 30-year chapter, a 40-year chapter, a chapter so long you forgot it even had an ending? It feels like your life has been one long winter with tiny pockets of spring, doesn't it? Like you've been waiting for summer, for warmth, for relief, for the kind of joy that doesn't have an expiration date. You've lived through enough winters. You've survived enough storms. And what God is about to show you is this. The wait wasn't random. The pain wasn't pointless. The delay wasn't denial. This is not random pain. There's a reason God waited for today to be amazed. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've lived through storms that should have drowned you, battles that should have broken you, nights that should have destroyed you. Just right. That's me in the comments. You're not alone, and you need to hear what comes next. Because today, in a moment so small the world would have missed it, you did something that made the God of the universe stop and say, they finally did it. And I'm about to tell you exactly what that was. Now let me tell you what you did. You did something today that you've been avoiding for years, maybe decades. And it wasn't dramatic, it wasn't loud, nobody applauded. But in the unseen realm, it registered like thunder. You finally said yes to God and no to your old pattern. Let me get specific, because some of you need to hear your own story said out loud so you know this isn't coincidence. Maybe today you finally forgave someone. That person who hurt you so bad, you swore on everything you'd never let it go. The one who betrayed you, abandoned you, lied about you, and for years you held that grudge like it was keeping you warm. But today, in a moment nobody saw, you whispered it, I forgive them. And the second those words left your mouth, something in the atmosphere cracked wide open. Or maybe you finally deleted that number, you know the one, the person you kept going back to even though God told you to cut it off. The toxic tie that drained you, confused you, pulled you back into darkness every single time. Today, you didn't just ignore the text. You blocked it. You severed it. You finally obeyed. Or maybe it was simpler than that. Maybe today you finally prayed honestly, instead of praying religiously. You stopped using church language and just told God the truth. You said, I'm scared. I'm angry. I don't know how this ends. And for the first time in years, you felt him lean in close because honesty is the language heaven speaks. Or maybe you finally surrendered. That child you've been trying to control, that relationship you've been trying to fix with your own hands, that fear you've been white-knuckling for 30 years. Today, you opened your hands and said, "God, I can't do this anymore. It's yours." To you, it felt small. It looked ordinary. You might have even thought, "That's it? That's all I did?" But listen to me carefully. In heaven, it was a detonation. Chains snapped. Contracts the enemy had been waving in God's face lost their legal right. Doors that were jammed shut for generations flew open. Angels that had been standing by, waiting for your obedience, went into motion. Because here's what you need to understand. The enemy doesn't fear your potential. He fears your obedience. He can handle your good intentions, your plans, your promises to do better next week. What he cannot handle is the moment you finally do it. It's like you finally tore up a contract he'd been using against you. He's been in the courts of heaven saying, "Look, they keep choosing this. They keep going back. They're mine." But today, you voided that contract. You said, "Not anymore." And the case got thrown out. Proverbs 28:13 says it plain. "Whoever conceals their sins does not prosper, but the one who confesses and renounces them finds mercy." You didn't just confess today. You renounced. You didn't just admit the problem. You cut it off at the root. That's why heaven erupted. Think about it like this. You didn't just close a door today. You bolted it from the inside and handed God the key. You didn't leave a crack open for maybe later. You didn't leave a window unlocked for just in case. You locked it down, finished, done. And God saw it. The Father looked at you and said, "After all these years of watching them wrestle, watching them fall, watching them get back up and fall again, they finally finished it." That's what amazed him. Not that you're perfect, not that you never messed up, but that you finally chose him over the thing that's been stealing from you for years. You didn't just make progress. You made a decision that echoes in eternity. Now, I need you to feel the weight of this. Because what happened today wasn't just emotional relief. It was spiritual legal action. When you obeyed, you gave God the authority to move in areas he's been waiting to move in. Romans 6:16 says, "Don't you know that when you offer yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey?" Every time you went back to that old pattern, you were giving the enemy legal ground. But today, you revoked his access. That means the depression that's been sitting on your chest for 20 years, it just lost its right to stay. The financial curse that's been following your family for 3 generations, it just got served an eviction notice. The sickness the doctors can't explain, it just heard the sound of chains breaking. But here's where it gets deeper. And this is why I need you to stay locked in, because we're about to go into the part most preachers won't tell you. What you did today was powerful, but why heaven reacted the way it did is even bigger. Because it wasn't just about you breaking free. It was about what you just unlocked for everyone connected to you. If any of those examples hit your spirit, if you recognized your own story in what I just said, I want you to write in the comments right now, "I finally did it." This is between you and God, but let your comment be a memorial stone. Let it mark the moment everything changed, because we're going deeper. And what I'm about to show you next will explain why the enemy fought you so hard to keep you from doing what you did today. Let me tell you something that's going to shake everything you thought you knew about impressing God. Heaven wasn't amazed because you finally got it all together. Heaven wasn't amazed because you prayed some eloquent, theologically perfect prayer. Heaven was amazed because after 73 years of living, after burying people you loved, after watching your body slow down and your friends disappear, you still chose him. You still said yes. Listen to what Jesus said in Luke 15:7. "There is more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not need to repent." More rejoicing, not polite applause. Rejoicing. That means angels stopped what they were doing. That means the Father stood up. That means your name echoed through eternity today. But here's what most people miss. God wasn't celebrating because you were perfect. He was celebrating because you were real. 1 Samuel 16:7 says it plain. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Your heart, today tired, maybe a little bitter, maybe even angry, finally cracked open just enough to let him back in. And that crack, that was enough to move heaven. You want to know why? Because God knows what it cost you. He knows you've been dragging your feet for years. He knows you've been mad at him for things he allowed. He knows you've questioned whether he even hears you anymore. He knows the pills on your nightstand, the empty side of the bed, the kids who don't call, the bank account that keeps shrinking. He knows all of it. And today, in the middle of all that weight, you whispered something. Maybe it was, "Okay, Lord, I'm yours." Maybe it was, "I can't do this alone anymore." Maybe you didn't even say words, you just stopped fighting. That's what stopped heaven cold. Because surrender from someone who's been through hell is worth more than 1,000 sermons from people who've never bled. Your obedience today wasn't cheap. It was forged in fire. And God doesn't take that lightly. Here's what the world won't tell you. They'll say you're past your prime. They'll say your best years are behind you. They'll put you in a category labeled retirement and expect you to fade quietly into the background. But heaven saw something different today. Heaven saw a prime act of faith. Think about it like this. Imagine a veteran soldier, 82 years old, fought in 3 wars, seen things that would break most men. He's been carrying his weapon for decades, always ready, always on guard. And one day, he finally lays it down. Not because he's defeated, because he's found the one king worth surrendering to. That's you today. Or picture an old oak tree. It's been through droughts, through storms, through lightning strikes that left it scarred. Everyone assumes it's done. But come spring, that tree against all odds pushes out one more leaf, one more branch, one more sign of life. After all those storms, instead of drying up, you stretched toward the sun one more time. And God saw it. Let me tell you what just shifted. For years, maybe decades, you've been stuck in a loop. Hesitation, doubt, bitterness. You'd get close to trusting God again, then pull back. Close, then pull back. You were protecting yourself. I get it. You've been hurt. You've been disappointed. You've prayed prayers that seem to bounce off the ceiling. But today you broke the cycle. You made a decisive yes, not a perfect yes, a desperate yes, a tired yes, a what else do I have to lose yes. And that yes just closed the hardest chapter of your life. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not hyping you up. I'm telling you what just happened in the courts of heaven. The case that's been open against you for years, the guilt, the shame, the accusation, the delay, it just got dismissed. The gavel just came down. The judge just said, "Enough. This one is mine." You need to understand, God doesn't get amazed easily. He's seen it all. He's heard every prayer. He's watched empires rise and fall. But genuine faith from a weary heart, that still moves him. Because he knows what that costs. He knows you didn't wake up this morning feeling spiritual. He knows you're tired. He knows your knees hurt. He knows you're worried about money, about health, about dying alone. And in the middle of all that, you still reached for him. That's why heaven erupted. God knows you're stubborn. Trust me, he knows. But he also knows that once you finally say yes, you mean it. You're not playing games. You're not experimenting with faith like some college kid trying on ideas. When you surrender, it's real, it's total. It's the kind of obedience that shifts atmospheres. And because of that one act today, that small, invisible, nobody saw it moment, the hardest part of your life has officially closed. Now here's what I need you to do. Take a second. Just breathe and whisper this. Lord, thank you for never giving up on me, even when I dragged my feet. Say it out loud if you can, or type it in the comments. Thank you, Jesus, because what just opened in heaven is about to manifest in your life, and you need to be ready. Listen to me carefully. What you're about to hear isn't motivation. It's a legal declaration from the courts of heaven. The season that's been grinding you down for the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years, that season just got its eviction notice. Today. Not tomorrow. Not when things get better. Today. You've been living in what I call your wilderness season, your job season. The kind of season where you woke up every single morning asking God, how much longer? How much more can I take? The kind of season where you buried people you thought you'd grow old with, where you watched your body betray you, where you sat in doctors' offices hearing words like chronic and incurable, where your children stopped calling, where your bank account mocked your prayers. That season? It's done. And I'm not saying that because it sounds nice. I'm saying it because heaven just stamped it. The Bible says in Psalm 30:5, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. You've been in night for so long you forgot what morning feels like. But chosen one, the sun just cracked the horizon. God said in Isaiah 43, forget the former things, do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? That word now isn't next year. It's not when you feel ready. It's now, right now. In this moment, heaven has marked this date on your timeline. Not the day you were born, not your wedding day, not the day you got saved. Today, the day you finally obeyed in that small, hidden moment nobody else saw. That act of obedience, that whisper of surrender, just cancelled the contract hell had on your life. Now let me be clear, because the enemy loves to twist this. I'm not telling you that you'll never face another problem. I'm not saying bills won't come or that your knees won't ache. What I am saying is this: the type of suffering you've known, the grinding, suffocating, endless kind, cannot continue under this new obedience. It's spiritually illegal now. You've been stuck in a spiritual January for 20 years. Cold, dead, frozen ground. But today, God just turned the calendar. Spring doesn't ask winter for permission. It just shows up. And right now, life is pushing up through the frozen soil of your circumstances. Think of it like a construction site. For years, you've been watching them dig. Foundation work, demolition, rebar, concrete, ugly, slow, painful. You kept asking, when is something going to go up? Today, the foundation phase ended. Now the building goes vertical. Now you see progress every single day. The season that tried to break you has expired. I don't care what the devil whispers in your ear at 2 a.m. I don't care what that diagnosis says. I don't care how empty that house feels. The contract on your life just got cancelled, and there's nothing hell can do about it. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't automatic. You have to receive it. You have to agree with heaven. Right now, wherever you are, in your kitchen, in your car, sitting in that recliner, I need you to say out loud, my hardest season is over in Jesus' name. Say it. Don't just think it. Your voice has authority. Hell trembles when you speak. Type it in the comments. My hardest season is over in Jesus' name. Let heaven see your agreement. Let the enemy see you're not backing down. Let your own spirit hear you take ownership of what God just released. Because here's the truth. The enemy is going to try to drag you back. He's going to send the same old thoughts, the same old fears, the same old voices. He's going to make you think nothing changed, That's why you can't leave right now. Don't click away at the verdict. I need to show you the terms of this new season, or you'll give back what God just gave you. You're not the same person you were yesterday. You crossed a line, you stepped over a threshold, and there's no going back. You've been in the fire long enough. You've been tested long enough. You've cried enough tears to fill a river, and God looked at all of it, every single moment, and said, "That's enough. They've proven themselves. Release them. The hardest part is over. The worst is behind you, and what's ahead is so good, so overwhelming, so beyond what you prayed for, that you're going to look back at this moment and say, that's when everything shifted. But you have to hold this. You have to stand on this. You have to live like someone who just got their freedom papers. Because you did. Now stay with me, because I'm about to show you exactly what God is releasing into this new season and why the enemy fought so hard to keep you from getting here. Listen to me carefully, chosen one. What you did today wasn't just a nice gesture. It wasn't just you being a good person. You unlocked something in the spirit realm that's been waiting on you for decades. Heaven doesn't throw parties over feelings. Heaven responds to obedience. And when you finally obeyed, when you finally let go, finally forgave, finally trusted, you didn't just make God smile. You activated a sequence of events that's already in motion. Let me break this down into language you can feel in your bones. First, there's your inner world. For years, maybe 20, maybe 50, you've been carrying this weight in your chest. Every morning you wake up and within 5 minutes, your mind is replaying the same old footage. The thing you said in 1987. The person who hurt you in 2003. The opportunity you missed. The child you lost. The marriage that fell apart. It's like a tape that won't stop. You've prayed about it. You've cried about it. You've tried to ignore it. But it kept coming back, didn't it? Today, that changed. You don't feel it fully yet, but something inside you just exhaled for the first time in years. The Bible says in Philippians 1-6, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." God didn't start something in you just to abandon it halfway. What you're feeling right now, that lightness, that strange quiet in your mind, that's not coincidence. That's completion beginning to manifest. You're about to sleep better. You're about to wake up without that pit in your stomach. The anxiety that's been your shadow, it's losing its grip. Not because you're trying harder, because you finally stopped trying to control what only God could fix. Second, let's talk about your family. I know you've got situations that look permanent. A son who won't call, a daughter who blames you, grandkids you barely see, siblings who haven't spoken to you in a decade. You've made peace with it on the surface, but it still cuts you every holiday, doesn't it? Every birthday that passes without a text. Every Sunday dinner where the chair stays empty. Here's what just shifted. When you obeyed God today, you broke a generational cycle. You stopped the argument that's been echoing through your bloodline for generations. Romans 8:28 says, "All things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose." That includes the mess. That includes the estrangement. That includes the years of silence. You're not going to fix it by trying harder. But watch what God does now that you've stepped aside. Conversations are going to start. Not forced, natural, a phone call out of nowhere, a text that says, "I've been thinking about you." Don't be shocked when the person who swore they'd never forgive you suddenly softens. It won't make sense. That's how you'll know it's God. Third, let's get real about provision. I'm not going to stand here and promise you a lottery ticket, but I am going to tell you this. Favor is shifting in your direction. You know how you've been scraping by, how the bills always come right when the bank account hits zero, how you've been one emergency away from disaster for years. That season is ending, not because you're suddenly rich, Because God is about to connect you with the right people at the right time. Someone's going to offer you something you didn't ask for, a discount you didn't expect, a check that shows up with timing so perfect you'll know it wasn't luck. Doors you've been knocking on are about to swing wide open, not because you knocked harder, but because you're finally standing at the right door. It's like you've been stuck in first gear for 30 years. Today, heaven shifted you into drive. And here's the part that's going to wreck you in the best way. Legacy. You thought your best years were behind you. You thought you were just filling time until you die. You've been feeling useless, invisible, forgotten. But God just activated you for the most important assignment of your life. You're about to become the voice of wisdom in your family. The prayer covering they didn't know they needed. The steady hand when everyone else is panicking. Your grandkids are going to start asking you questions they've never asked before. Strangers are going to be drawn to something they can't name, but can feel when they're near you. You're not in survival mode anymore. You're in assignment mode. But let me warn you right now, because this is critical. The moment you unlock something this powerful, the enemy is going to test you. He's going to send someone to irritate you within the next 72 hours. He's going to bring up an old wound. He's going to tempt you to go back to the very thing you just let go of. If you don't see this coming, you'll think you imagined this whole shift. Don't fall for it. So, I'm asking you right now, which area are you believing to see this shift first? Is it peace in your mind? Healing in your family? Provision in your finances? Or legacy, knowing your life still matters? Type one word in the comments: peace, family, money, or legacy. Let heaven see where your faith is landing. Because what you just unlocked isn't theoretical. It's about to show up in your real life. And you need to be ready. Now listen to me carefully, because what I'm about to tell you could save your life in the next 72 hours. You finally did it today. Heaven rejoiced. God leaned forward and smiled. But here's what they don't tell you in those feel-good sermons. The moment you break free, hell declares war. You think I'm being dramatic? Open your Bible. Right after Jesus was baptized, right after the Father said, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased," what happened next? The Spirit drove him into the wilderness. 40 days, face to face with the devil, starving, tested, tempted. Right after Israel walked out of Egypt with signs and wonders, what happened? Pharaoh changed his mind. He gathered his army, his chariots, his fastest horses, and he chased them to the edge of the Red Sea. The very people God just freed stood there screaming, "We should have stayed slaves." You see the pattern? Breakthrough doesn't end the battle, it starts the counterattack. So don't be shocked when your phone rings tomorrow and it's that voice you cut off 6 months ago. Don't be surprised when that old habit you finally buried starts whispering your name at 2 a.m. Don't panic when doubt creeps in and says, "Maybe you overreacted. Maybe you should have given them one more chance. Maybe you were too harsh." That's not God changing his mind. That's the enemy realizing he just lost you. Let me make this real practical for you. You finally walked away from that toxic relationship today. You deleted the number. You blocked the contact. You said, "I'm done." And guess what's coming? A text, a call, "I've been thinking about you." Message that's going to hit you right in the weak spot, right when you're lonely, right when you're second-guessing yourself. You finally quit that addiction today. You poured out the bottle. You threw away the pills. You deleted the apps. You said, "No more." And guess what's coming? A craving so strong, it'll feel like your body's at war with your soul. Thoughts so loud they'll drown out every prayer you prayed. You finally forgave someone today. You let go of that 20-year grudge. You released that bitterness. And guess what's coming? A memory, a flashback, A trigger so sharp it'll make you want to pick that anger back up like a weapon. This is the test. This is where most chosen ones turn around and go back. The counterattack is not proof that nothing happened. The counterattack is proof that something massive just shifted in the spirit realm. When Pharaoh chased Israel, it wasn't because they were still slaves. It was because they were finally free, and he couldn't handle it. When the devil tempted Jesus in the wilderness, it wasn't because Jesus wasn't the Son of God. It was because he was, and hell was terrified. You are being chased because you just walked out of your Egypt. You are being tested because heaven just affirmed you. The intensity of the attack is equal to the size of your breakthrough. It's like a storm that hits hardest right before the plane breaks through the clouds. It's like Pharaoh realizing his entire workforce just walked away and sprinting after them in rage. The closer you get to freedom, the louder the enemy screams. But here's what you need to understand. God didn't bring you this far to let you drown. He didn't part your Red Sea just to watch you walk back into slavery. He didn't affirm you today just to abandon you tomorrow. 1 Corinthians 10:13 says it plain. No temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. You hear that? God already saw this coming. He already made a way out. The enemy is not smarter than God. The counterattack is not stronger than the breakthrough. But you have to do your part. When that phone rings, don't answer. When that text pops up, don't open it. When that thought whispers, just one more time, shut it down. When the old version of you tries to knock on the door, don't let it in. This is the part where many chosen ones fail. Not because God left them, but because they went back. They thought the resistance meant they made a mistake. They thought the attack meant God wasn't in it. And they turned around 3 feet from the promised land. You cannot afford to do that. Not now. Not after what you finally did today. Not after heaven stopped to celebrate you. Not after God smiled over your obedience. Say it out loud right now. I will not go back. If you're watching this, type it in the comments. I will not go back. Let it be a covenant between you and heaven. Let the enemy hear it. Let your past hear it. Let every demon assigned to drag you backwards hear it. I will not go back. Because here's the truth. The Red Sea is about to part. But it only parts for those who keep walking forward. It only opens for those who refuse to turn around even when the chariots are closing in. And when it does, you're going to look back at this moment and realize the counterattack wasn't the end of your story. It was the final test before your greatest victory. So the question is, are you going to pass it? Now let me speak to something you haven't said out loud in years. Maybe you've whispered it to yourself at 3 a.m. Maybe you've thought it every time you look at old photos. Maybe it sits in your chest like a stone you can't spit out. I should have been further by now. I wasted my youth. If I'd known this earlier, maybe my marriage wouldn't have fallen apart. Maybe my kids wouldn't be the way they are. Maybe I wouldn't be sitting here alone at 72, wondering what the hell happened to my life. Chosen one, I need you to hear me clearly. God is not just amazed at what you did today. He's amazed that after carrying all that regret, after dragging that suitcase of what-ifs on your back for decades, you still dared to hope. You still woke up this morning. You still prayed. Even if it was just, God, are you still there? That's what stopped heaven. Not your perfection, your persistence. But let's be honest about what's been eating you alive. You look back at the road you've walked and all you see are the wrong turns, the bad decisions, the people you hurt, the years you lost to alcohol, to bitterness, to a job that sucked the life out of you, the decades you gave to someone who never loved you back, and somewhere deep down you believe a lie that sounds like truth. I'm too far gone. God can't do anything with what's left of me. That lie is from hell itself. Listen to what God says in Joel 2:25. I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten. Not some of the years, not the good years, all of them. Every single year you think you wasted, God says, give them to me. I'll redeem them. You hear that? Redeem, not erase, not pretend they didn't happen. Redeem them. Turn the wreckage into a weapon. Turn the shame into a testimony. Turn the scars into a sermon that saves somebody else. But here's where it gets personal. You've been walking around with condemnation wrapped around your neck like a noose. After how you lived. You think God's listening to you? Romans 8:1 destroys that lie in one sentence. There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. No condemnation, not a little bit, not except for that one thing, none, zero. The gavel came down, case dismissed. You're free, but freedom doesn't feel real until you actually let go. So right now, I'm going to ask you to do something. I want you to place your hand on your heart. Go ahead, do it. Feel that heartbeat. That's proof you're still here. That's proof God's not done with you. Now breathe. Deep breath in. Hold it. And when you let it out, I want you to release one name, one mistake, one regret. Just whisper it to God. You don't have to say it out loud. Just let it go. You've been carrying a suitcase full of what-ifs for too long. What if I'd been a better father? What if I'd left that relationship sooner? What if I'd said yes to that opportunity? What if I'd stayed in church? God is standing in front of you today, and He's saying, put it down. You're not standing at the end of a wasted road, chosen one. You're standing at the doorway of a redeemed road. And every step you take from here forward carries the weight of heaven's approval, not your past's accusation. I know some of you right now are crying. I know some of you feel something breaking open inside your chest that's been locked for 30 years. That's not weakness. That's healing. Let it come. Let the tears fall. God is collecting every single one. And here's what you need to understand. The reason the enemy worked so hard to bury you in shame is because he knew what God was about to do with your story. He knew that the moment you stopped condemning yourself, you'd become dangerous. You'd become a walking miracle. You'd become proof that it's never too late. So let me ask you something. If God can restore the years the locust has eaten, if He can take a man like Moses who murdered someone and use him to deliver a nation, if He can take a woman caught in adultery and tell her, go and sin no more, if He can take a thief dying on a cross and promise him paradise, what makes you think He can't redeem you? You're not too old. You're not too broken. You're not too far gone. You're exactly where God can use you most. Now, if you're brave enough, I want you to type 4 words in the comments. Lord, I give you my regrets. You don't have to explain. You don't have to tell your story. Just those 6 words. Let heaven see your surrender. Because here's the truth that's about to blow your mind. What you did today that amazed God wasn't something big and loud. It was something small and sacred. And I'm about to tell you exactly what it was. Listen to me carefully. We're not just going to talk about what happened today. We're going to seal it. Because talking about breakthrough without locking it down is like getting the keys to your house but never turning the lock. You'll leave the door wide open for the enemy to walk right back in. So right now, wherever you are sitting in that chair, lying in that bed, standing in your kitchen, I want you to bow your head. Not because I said so, because heaven is leaning in. And what we're about to do is going to mark the rest of your life. Repeat after me, out loud if you can. Father, I thank you that you never gave up on me. When I gave up on myself, you didn't move. When I thought I was too old, too broken, too far gone, you stayed. Today, I finally let you in. I finally trusted you with the thing I've been holding. And I'm asking you now, seal this. Lock this decision into my spirit. Don't let me go back. Don't let fear talk me out of what faith just unlocked. In Jesus' name. Now I want you to say these words like you mean them, like you're signing your name on a new chapter. Say it. The hardest part of my life is over. Say it again. The hardest part of my life is over. Now say this. My obedience today has shifted my tomorrow. One more. I will not go back to what God saved me from. And this one, say it with your chest. My latter days will be filled with purpose. Do you hear what you just declared? You didn't wish it. You didn't hope it. You decreed it. And hell just heard you. Heaven just recorded it. And the atmosphere around your life just shifted. Because here's what most people don't understand about the final season of life. The world tells you you're done. The world tells you to sit down, take your pills, watch your shows, and wait to die. But that's a lie straight from the pit of hell. You are not just waiting to die. You are a carrier. You are a carrier of wisdom that this generation desperately needs. You are a carrier of prayer that moves mountains they can't even see. You are a covering over families, over neighborhoods, over this nation. You are still dangerous to hell, and the enemy knows it. That's why he tried to take you out early. That's why sickness hit you. That's why depression whispered in your ear at 3 a.m. That's why loneliness tried to convince you that you don't matter anymore. Because if he could silence you, he could stop what God is about to release through you. But you're still here. And today, you finally did the one thing that unlocked the next chapter. Think about this. Moses was 80 years old when God called him to lead a nation out of slavery. 80. The world would have put him in a nursing home. But God put him at the front of a revolution. Abraham was 100 when Isaac was born. 100 years old, holding a baby that would become the father of nations. Caleb was 85 when he said, "Give me this mountain." Not, "Give me a rocking chair." Not, "Give me a quiet corner to fade away in." He said, "Give me the fight. I'm not done." And neither are you. You think your assignment ended when you retired? You think your purpose dried up when your kids moved out? You think God's done with you because your knees hurt and your hair's gray? No. You've been promoted, like a veteran soldier being pulled from the front lines and promoted to general in the war room. You're not less valuable. You're more strategic. You don't need to be everywhere. You just need to be exactly where God stations you. And when you pray, when you speak, when you decree, things shift in realms you can't even see. This is your assignment now. Stop apologizing for being alive. Stop feeling guilty for taking up space. Stop shrinking back because the world made you feel invisible. You are seen. You are known. You are needed. Your prayers are covering your grandchildren from traps you'll never know about. Your obedience today is breaking generational curses that have been choking your bloodline for decades. Your decision to trust God one more time is opening doors for people you'll never meet. You are not a burden, you are a weapon, and today you finally picked it back up. So here's what I need you to do right now. If this entire message has been talking straight to you, if you know in your spirit that this wasn't random, that God orchestrated this moment, I want you to type in the comments, "I receive this in Jesus' name." Don't just watch and walk away. Seal it. Let heaven see your agreement. Let the enemy know you're awake. Let this community know you're here, you're alive, and you're stepping into assignment. And if you know this word was for you, don't walk this season alone. Subscribe. Stay connected. Stay in this flow. Hit that like button so this message finds another senior, sitting in a quiet house right now, thinking God forgot them. You sharing this could save a life. You engaging could be the sign someone else needs to keep going. Because we're not done. Not even close. The best part is still ahead. And what you did today just unlocked it. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to show you next will prove that this wasn't just a good feeling. This was a divine reset. And the evidence is already showing up in your life. Chosen one, take a breath with me right now. You thought the chapters that mattered were already written. The wedding day, the first baby, the house you bought, the job that defined you for 30 years. You thought those were the pages God circled in red. But listen to me carefully. Heaven is looking at today as one of the most important pages in your entire book. Not because of what you accomplished, because of who you became. You see, God wasn't just watching what you did today. He was watching what you didn't do. You didn't curse when you had every reason to. You didn't quit when quitting would have been easier. You didn't harden your heart when bitterness knocked on the door and said, "Let me in, you've earned me." And that made God stand up. For 60, 70, 80 years, He's been watching you. Every sleepless night when you rocked a sick child, every afternoon you sat beside a hospital bed, every year you worked a job that didn't appreciate you, every funeral where you had to be strong for everyone else, every betrayal that should have destroyed your faith but somehow didn't. God saw it all. He recorded it all. And today, when you made that one small choice to forgive, to trust, to let go, to believe again, He leaned over to the angels and said, "Look at them. After everything, they still chose me." That's what amazed Him. Not your perfection, your persistence. Now let me tell you what just shifted. The hardest part of your life, the season that's been crushing you, suffocating you, making you wonder if you'd ever breathe free again, it just closed. Not because the circumstances changed overnight, but because you changed. And when you change, everything around you has to respond. Proverbs 4:18 says, "The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day." You're not walking into sunset, beloved. You're walking into golden hour, that time right before evening, when God loves to paint His most beautiful scenes. The light gets softer, the colors get richer, and everything looks like a masterpiece. That's where you are right now. But here's the part I need you to hear. And I need you to let it sink all the way down into the places you've been protecting. The miracle wasn't just what God did for you today. The miracle was what God did in you. And that changes everything that's about to happen through you. Because you're not finished. Your children are watching. Your grandchildren are listening. Your neighbor who's lost hope is paying attention. And when they see you not perfect, not young, not without scars, but still standing, still believing, still choosing God, that becomes the sermon that changes their life. You are a walking prophecy. You are proof that age doesn't disqualify you. Pain doesn't disqualify you. Delay doesn't disqualify you. God is still writing, and the pen is still moving. So, let me pray over you right now, not a religious prayer, a Father's blessing. Father, I lift up every person who made it to this moment. I speak over their mind, clear it. Over their body, strengthen it. Over their sleep tonight, let it be deep and peaceful. Over their family, restore what's been broken. Over their finances, release what's been held back. Over their legacy, let it be written in gold. Let them wake up tomorrow knowing they are seen, they are loved, they are chosen, and the best is not behind them. The best is being prepared right now. In Jesus' name, Amen. Now listen. You're going to sleep different tonight. Not because the world changed, but because you did. And when you change, the world has no choice but to make room. The phone call you've been waiting for, it's coming. The healing you've been praying for, it's moving. The breakthrough that felt impossible, it just became inevitable. Because today, you finally did what heaven needed you to do. You trusted him. You let go. You chose faith over fear. And God was amazed. So, here's what I want you to do. If you made it all the way to this moment, you're serious about God. You're not here by accident. Type in the comments right now, I watched to the end. I read those. I pray over those. I want to see your name. And think of one person, maybe someone your age, maybe someone who's tired, someone who feels forgotten, invisible, like their time has passed. Send this to them. Don't explain it, just send it. Let them know that God is still amazed by obedience at any age. Because here's the truth they need to hear, and the truth you need to remember. You are not too old, you are not too tired, you are not too late. You are right on time. And heaven is still watching, still cheering, still amazed. Now go, walk into that golden hour. Let God paint the rest of your story in colors you've never seen before. You're not done. You're just getting started.